6th place, Van Dorn down to 7th. Still the two black and gold DS TECHEETAHs are leading the way, and the safety car is deployed. The safety car is deployed, and there's a wheel off, and it's Oliver Rowland who was dropped to the back of the field, and the safety car is deployed. Scott Elkins in the bottom right, deploying the safety car, and that will bunch everybody back up together. Now, the time spent behind the safety car, some of it will get added on to the end of the race as well. So depending on how long the safety car is out for. But Rowland is off at turn 3. Vergne and Da Costa first and second. Evans third, Mortara fourth, Dennis fifth. And Boemi, Van Dorn, Vergne, Lotterer and Nick de Vries the top 10 as we are under safety car conditions here in the Jakarta E-Prix after. And there is Rowland climbing out of the car. And he's frustrated with that as well, you might expect. And that is the end of Rowland's race.
And the car is already behind the wall, so I don't think this safety car will last too much longer. Just looking at how close some of the cars are running, we keep talking about temperature, that's also battery temperature. And it's really important that drivers get as much cooling into the car as possible so they can keep the battery cool. That's going to allow them to regenerate or put more energy back into the battery as the race goes on. But if you look at Da Costa, he's sitting so close to Jean-Eric Vergne, it's going to choke off his radiators a little bit.
So what's happened there to Rowland? Is it the front left?
Fallen off.
Yeah, it looks like the front left that's missing, but there doesn't look like there's any other damage.
Normally when you see an accident like that, the wishbones that hold the corner on come off as well. It looks like the wheels just come off.
And the safety car will be in this lap then, so we'll get racing back underway pretty quickly. Let's have a look at the start again. The two DS TECHEETAHs, it was a much cleaner start for Evans, but just had the outside line. Yeah,
and I think Evans, the cars on the left, just gained advantage of a clean part of the track.
White and black Porsche on the left. Pascal Wehrlein going right around the outside. He got on the dirty stuff and still managed to hold it and get around the outside. That was class from Pascal Wehrlein. Watch again, the white Porsche on the right-hand side, far back. It looks like he's cooked, but he keeps it together.
I mean, phenomenal racecraft. And also just looking at where everybody else is positioned around him, not to turn into anybody on board with Mitch Evans and the Jaguar.
You can see the wheel spin from Da Costa's rear wheels.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I think Mitch Evans didn't want to get tucked in behind. I think we're going already. I think Jean-Eric Vergne is gone.
Safety car in. Jean-Eric Vergne gets the race back underway here in Jakarta. Through the final corner, out over the line, and down towards the first corner. Evans is pretty close here to the back of Da Costa, and I wonder if there's a feeling at Jaguar they need to clear and split one of the DS TECHEETAHs if they need a chance of winning this race and not let the TECHEETAHs just control the pace and control the field.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing he wants to do right now is see Jean-Eric Vergne in the lead, disappearing up the road as his teammate Antonio Felix da Costa and the second of the black and gold TECHEETAHs just start to hold him and the rest of the pack up a bit. So let's see how aggressive Mitch Evans is going to be. This is turn 7 and both TECHEETAHs lock up. Is this an opportunity for Evans? Round the outside.
Big mistake from Da Costa. There's contact and Evans is through. Da Costa going in far too hot into turn 7, and the Jaguar driver is now up into second place then. And he will now start to try and attack Jean-Eric Vergne in the lead. It's given Vergne a bit of an advantage. There's some defensive work from Dennis. There's some attacking work, I think, from Wehrlein, trying to get ahead of Van Dorn. Hasn't quite worked out. So there is 3rd, 4th and 5th. Da Costa, Mortara and Dennis. But Jean-Eric Vergne, because of that mistake from Da Costa, has got a little bit of breathing room up at the front. Out over the start-finish straight, we come again. Vergne leading in the DS TECHEETAH, sets the fastest lap of the race. Second is Mitch Evans in the blue and grey Jaguar. Then it's a wide again from Da Costa. He's locked up again going into turn 1. De Grazzi is fighting with Lotterer into the first corner, and they go wheel to wheel. Has Da Costa held the place? I think he has, kept ahead of Mortara. But another little mistake there. De Grazzi did get ahead of Lotterer into turn 1, so De Grazzi's up into 10th place. Here's Da Costa's radio.
Okay, brake balance, try to get back the position as soon as possible if you can.
So Da Costa being told, try changing your brake balance.
And that means moving the balance. I would imagine moving it rearwards. You can adjust how much it brings to the front and the rear axle of the car. And that will change with the brake-by-wire system with electric motors as the race goes on. But right now, he's relying more on the mechanical braking. This is the point in the race. You've got to be really, really patient. And you can see Da Costa just struggling that little bit.
In front of the huge grandstands and around the left-hander of turn 16. 38 minutes plus 1 lap to go. It was interesting Da Costa was told, get the place back as soon as possible. Robin Freitz activated his attack mode. He's down in 19th place. They come across the line. Vergne's lead is just under a second over Mitch Evans in second place. It's half a second back to Da Costa. Da Costa's under a bit more pressure from Mortara than Mortara is the other way around. Turvey's running well in 14th place in the Neo. Freitz is on the attack, getting ahead of Antonio Giovinazzi, but he is in attack mode. 2 attack modes this race. And we'll explain more about that when some of the front runners go through it. And here's a look at Antonio Giovinazzi going side by side with Sergio setting camera, and a bit of contact, I think, with his teammate there. And sent Giovinazzi spinning. Oh, and then Roland's coming in behind. So that was earlier on. That was a very strange incident. 37 minutes plus 1 lap to go.
I wonder if the angle was just...
I think he just fell off the wheel.
Yeah,
no
I was
contact.
trying to sort of make excuses here, but yeah, that is far from ideal. Now, at this moment in time, the car balance, the grip level front to rear, is not going to be perfect because the drivers are going to start with a bit more understeer with the front sliding of the car to try and protect these rear tyres as the race goes on, because if you've got the back sliding already, with putting all that torque down from the electric motor, you're just going to fry the rear tyres over this next 45 minutes plus a lap. So I don't think at any point during this race, Jack, the car is going to feel perfect for any of these drivers.
Pascal Wehrlein's on a bit of a mission here, isn't he? In the Porsche, here, right behind Stoffel Van Dorn, the 94 white and black car, qualified in 6th, but had a 5-place grid penalty. As we look down on the Beach City Mall and Ancol Beach there to the left-hand side, in the heart of Jakarta Bay, to the north of the city. But 36 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Verne leading, Evans second, Da Costa third, Mortara fourth, 5th is Dennis. But yeah, it was a 5-place grid drop of Wehrlein, and he's trying to make his way back up the order, having started in 11th. He's already up to 8th, and pressuring the championship leader Stoffel Van Dorn for that 7th position. You can see he's made up 3 places. Evans has gained 1. Gunter and Turvey have made up 3, as has Askew. The big losers, really, Lotterer, down 3 places. And obviously Oliver Rowland, who retired through the final corner, out across the line. Evans set the fastest lap of the race last time around. This time through, the gap comes down by another 0.2 of a second. Just 0.7 between Verne in the lead and Evans in second. Now, when we see all the drivers here go to the middle, they're avoiding bumps rather than necessarily defending or attacking. As I say that, Cassidy is attacking, going past Oliver Turvey. Cassidy in attack mode for the Envision team.
Just watching how straight everybody's driving the cars. We saw Da Costa in qualifying showboating just a little bit, sliding the car around. Any of that going on in the race.
There's the usable energy remaining on the left-hand side. Sebastian Buemi marginally less than everybody else, but at the moment it seems most people are aiming for the same point and the same lap count. I think Sam Bird just got past Oliver Turvey down into turn 7, I believe. Yeah, he did. So Bird is up into 14th place, Turvey down to 15th position. But energy-wise, everybody pretty similar at the moment in these early stages. 34.5 minutes to go. Into attack mode goes Jean-Eric Vergne. So Jean-Eric Vergne takes attack mode from the lead of the race, comes out in second place. You get 13% power for an extra 4 minutes. You have to do it twice in the race. Both DS TECHEETAHs doing it before anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that 30% advantage to power, but look how much time it cost him to take that. But the great thing for Jean-Eric Vergne, he did not lose 2 spots. He only lost 1. And I think that puts him in a very good spot as this race progresses.
Da Costa will soon be trying to get back ahead of the black Venturi of Eduardo Mortara. Some of the teams saying you want to use your attack mode earlier because the battery temperature at the start of the race is lower than at the end. So when you're then using more power and working the battery harder, you want it to come from like a cooler. Out onto the start straight again, 1:20 plus a lap to go, plus the added time. You just wonder, is Vergne biding his time? The energy still all the same. Have a look and see which one dips down to 8% first, and that will give you an idea of who has a tiny bit less. And, well, it's E-Prix. Across the line we come then. And the added time is about to get added on now. And so the added time of 1:30 plus 1 lap to go. Mortara's being told he's got more energy than the drivers in front. And that could give him a chance to gain 1 place.
That's what you want to hear as a driver. Just gives you that impetus, just keep attacking. And you know the 2 ahead of you are in trouble.
We're going to have 2 to go at the end of this one, so 2.5 laps remaining by my calculations. So they're going to be a bit tight on energy here.
And you saw Vergne go down to 5% and back up to 6 as he put some energy back into the battery. Watch them again into 13. See if it goes back up to 6%. No, this is going to be tight, Jack. The only other way they can do it is by slowing down over this lap to shorten the race distance, but I don't think so. I wouldn't be doing it with Jean-Eric Vergne right behind me in my gearbox.
Vergne is on the charge now. Coming into turn 18, the right-hander, and this will be the start of the penultimate lap of the race. This is going to be really tight. Vergne has a little bit less energy, and Vergne's going for the lead here. Down towards turn 1, Evans covers the inside.
But now he's got dirt on his tyres, Jack. Can't overdo it through turn 1. Look how
Gets
slow
out of
he
shape.
is.
Evans got out of shape. Vergne is all over the back of him. Bump.
And Evans is just out of position ever so slightly at every corner.
But he got a little bit of a good run coming through 4. This is the view back from Evans.
I'm struggling with the race.
Evans under big attack. 2 laps to go. Evans saying, I'm struggling with the rear tyres.
Watching about 3 corners time. Let's see if Jean-Eric Vergne sends one down the inside into turn 13. Coming up.
1 lap to go at the end of this one.
Yeah, here comes Vergne. No, nothing doing.
And Mortara is right in the fight as well. This is going to be so tight on the final lap of the Jakarta E-Prix. We've got 3 for the win.
You see the wide line from Evans trying to keep the momentum up through these long sweeping corners.
Mortara has more energy than the pair of them. Bit of a twitch from Jean-Eric Vergne. Look how close Mortara is now. Final lap of the race coming up, and we've got 3 for the win in the Jakarta E-Prix.
Ok, last lap ou on ressort comme Joseph?
Ouais, je sais.
Mortara to the outside into turn 1. Evans is just doing enough. Vergne's in big energy trouble here. He's got 1%. Evans and Mortara have 2%. Vergne is going to struggle to finish second here, surely. They're coming down into the left-hander of 7. They're both, Evans and Vergne, covering the inside defensively. Can Mortara find a way through? There's only really 2 more overtaking opportunities.
12, this is the run up to 13 now. No, he lifts really early, Mitch Evans. Vergne defending like crazy. So Evans put the energy back into the battery, back up to 1%.
It's a long run to the line as well, so they may have to lift off here, Jean-Eric Vergne, earlier than Mortara. Mortara tries to get through. Vergne's out of shape. Evans is surely going to hold on. I think Vergne is going to run out of energy here. He covers the inside again. It's going to be right together for second place, but Mitch Evans in the Jaguar has driven a superb race, and Mitch Evans wins in Jakarta.
Come on. Yeah!
Vergne holds on to second place at the line by 0.2 of a second. That's what it means to the Jaguar team and James Barkley. And Mitch Evans takes his 3rd win of the season.
Let's have a chat to Mitch Evans.
Oh, that was hard to manage. Woo!